Hey there, how you guys doing? Welcome to another live stream. Hopefully this thing is working as intended. Let's see here. Do the double check and make sure. My connection's being a little slow. There we go. It's working. All right. Hey, Bob, how's it going? Hey, Frank. Let's see. Here. It's being slow. I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Tom. So you share one more place to a page. There we go. Okay. You know, I'm kind of like, what should I model today? That's where I'm at. I've thought about, well, I found this really cool one from Chrissy Zulo. This one, yeah, this one. I'll probably do this one. Even though we recently did an octopus, this one's a little bit, it's kind of Twi'lek-ish. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. So I was thinking about modeling this one. What do you guys think? Does that work? Let's do it. I've been wanting to model that one for a while now anyway. So let's do it. Geez. See, these are all my, well, I don't think you can see them. Where'd that one go? There it is. Okay, let's load it in. There we go. Scale it down. Okay. Hopefully that'll work. It's just a bust, another bust. I like to do the busts on the stream here. How are you all doing? Whoops. Off the floor. Hey, Sheswada, how's it going? It's been a while. Okay. There we go. I'm going to scale this up just a bit, just to start with, because I know I'm going to be using Sculptress, so I might as well just start big, right? Yeah, there we go. All right, I need some water to start. Okay. Oh, well, good going there, Bob, though. That's good. Sorry you're in pain, though. That's no fun. My son was a bit miserable for his first shot, but it doesn't last too long. I was lucky. It didn't affect me too much. Okay. You know, I've noticed that my workflow is not common. I thought it was more common than it was. I mean, it's common among the students that I teach it to, but for other people in the industry, it's not too common. I mean, blocking out with primitive shapes is common, but doing heads this way, there's only a handful of people who do it this way. I see most people just throw a sphere in there and just start going to town with it. You know, with like with the clay tubes brush and just start knocking it down with clay tubes. Nothing wrong with that. It's just I prefer doing it this way. And it's cool that everybody has their own workflows, you know. Oh, thanks, Bob. Yeah, that cowboy turned out really well. I'm that sounds egotistical, but I was pleased with how the render turned out. How's that? Hey, me, how's it going? And so Neil is not, I believe he's out today. He started his holiday. So our friendly link poster is out today. Yeah, there's really no wrong technique. I mean, it's I kind of want to draw an illustration of what the path looks like because there's no linear path either, you know. Every even amongst the same artists, right? Like my path is not the same every single time I make a character. I mean, it has similarities, of course, but it's not the same. Hey, Cricket, welcome. Yeah, glad you could make it. Okay. Oh, got to turn off my spotlight projection. I'm like, why is my brush working? That's why. It gets me every time. Doesn't matter. Oh, had to switch gears to more realism. Cool. Realism can be fun. I have to admit, I haven't done too much of it. It's kind of out of my lane. I can do it, but it's just not what I usually do. All right, let's see here. I wish it was called Zebra. Hey, what's up, Harry? I need to keep this open so I can remember who did it. So it's done by Chrissy Zulo. That's who made this original artwork. I didn't have time to put her name up here. I should have. I was I was contemplating what to model up until like the last few minutes right before I went to stream. So like I've been wanting to model this one, so let's just do it. Hey James. Always like the stage where the eyeballs are out in space. You know what? If somebody wouldn't mind posting her work, posting a link to her Instagram in chat, that would be awesome. since Neil is out on holiday. Hey, the Marco, how's it going? Oh, thanks, me. Appreciate it. It's Chrissy Zulo, I believe. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. When you block out the head with the first two spheres, what tangents are you going for where they intersect, as well as curvature of the face? I feel like I'm always getting that incorrect. Okay, it's a great question. I usually don't talk about it too much, but basically where the two spheres intersect, it's right where your eye line is, right? And then and it also gives me a line back to where the ear should connect. And then what I'm looking for is where the jaw sweeps up and connects to the head. And then I can see the back of the skull where that connects, and then, you know, the neck coming down from there. But as far as these two spheres connecting, when I get the eye spheres in there, you can see it's already making a natural eye shape because of those two coming together, right? So, and then I just start pushing this in to start creating the eye socket, just pulling stuff out. And I'm also looking at like the cheek line right here and the chin, that stuff. Hey, what's up, George? Yeah, I love her work. So good. A lot of the students have also modeled her stuff too and have turned out really well. Does that answer your question, Harry? That's kind of what I look for. Oh, Marco, awesome, thanks. I'm glad you watch even if it's not live. Sometimes I get frustrated with how the model's looking. Sometimes it doesn't look so similar. I don't know. What advice do you give on that? My advice is just to keep going. I know that sounds trite, but yeah, just keep measuring, keep comparing, and that's all there is to it essentially. I mean, it's a much it's very difficult to describe, but just kind of matching what you see versus also your art skills, you know, what you know, and you mix the two, and it's kind of like learning how to play guitar, right? I was just talking to my son about this the other day, and you can only learn so much by watching someone play the guitar. You have to get a guitar and do it yourself, and then right away you're not going to be playing like Jimi Hendrix or Eddie Van Halen right out of the gate, right? You're going to have to practice your chords and your scales and all that stuff and just get better and better and better. So it's a lot like that. You need to learn all the basics and work your way up to getting, you know, matching that. Yeah, or banjo. Do you ask the concept artist to model their work, or do you go for people that have already said they don't mind in the past? A little of both. There are some concept artists that I've pre-asked. Chrissy is one of them, and like Josh Black and Mitch Leoway and Luigi, all of those guys that I model all, you know, a bunch of their stuff all the time. I've pre-asked them, and if there's something specific, I'll ask them as well, because sometimes they're already kind of, I hate to say they're spoken for, but sometimes they might be owned by someone else and they would rather you not sculpt it. Okay. Yeah, I actually have 3 sons. and 2 of the 3 are in, well, they all dabble in art, and I have a daughter too, and she dabbles in art as well. Tom, I missed out on a banjo thing, and I was going to talk to you about it, but oh man. Yeah, my friend Brian, well, I'll talk to you about it offline. Anyway. Hey Shane, how's it going? Um, your ruler, I'd like to make it bigger for making life-size props. How would you do that? Or would it be better off making my own in a CAD software? James, for like a life-size thing, I would probably make a new one based off of life, real life size. Well, if you're using metrics, the beautiful thing about metrics is that it's divided by 10. So you can use a meter or a centimeter ruler as a meter ruler, essentially, right? So just really quickly, I'll show you. You could use my ruler, but you would have to export it out. When you're done, you'd have to export it in like a lot larger. So basically, if you look at this ruler, which is free, by the way, if you guys want this ruler, I give it away with my project file, my brushes, and my user interface. Over on my website, 3dcharacterworkshop.com, you can grab everything over there for free. So as you can see, this is a 20 centimeter ruler by default, right? But it's also divisible with millimeters. So that's, it's divisible in tens. And then you can also see the 1 meter and the 2 meter. Those are just on there just to, in case I want to use this for, say, a game character, and I'm going to be going back and forth between ZBrush and Maya, I can use this ruler as a meter ruler. And that's why I've put the average male height and female height on here. And I can use these millimeter tick marks as centimeters. So you can see 162. I can pretend that these are actually centimeters instead of millimeters. So you can also see, 177. So 17567 right there, that blue line, 177. So there you go. So you could use this ruler for life size. But when you go to export out of the 3D print export, you would export this as a meter size, not a millimeter or centimeter. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. Let's see what how tall do you make a full character in relation to your ruler? Well, it depends on the real world scale size that I'm going to output. If I'm going to do 1/16 scale, it's going to be pretty big, If I'm going to do a Disney Infinity style figure, it's going to be around 100 millimeters tall, maybe between 90 and 130 or something like that, So, hey Neil, you're actually here. I thought you were taking off and going on vacation. I should say holiday. Holiday. So wait, so for example, you don't export by 1, you move the slider. Oh, where are you taking it? Like, are you taking it to CAD software, or where are you exporting it to? That's the real question of the day, I guess. The link got lost in the chat, but if I can find a way to record the initial face block out and post in the 3D Character Workshop community, could you take a peek sometime and maybe call out? Sure. Okay. Sorry, I'm yapping too much today. You guys want music? Tell me if you want music. I'm listening to some chill piano music right now that is copyright. free as far as it would work on Twitch and YouTube. Or you can listen to your own tunes if you'd like. Putting the horizontal line above the nose area, is it better? It just gives me a rough idea. It's not set in stone. You know, this is just, it's just to give me a start. It's kind of to speed up my workflow. It's not absolutely necessary, you know? I'm just going to give her a cute little button nose here, just to give me an idea of where it's at. You know, I'm going to try something with this nose too. Oh, you want to see what I'm sculpting? Okay. Yep, I'm doing this. It's Chrissy Zu. What is her name again? Chrissy Zullo. Zullo. And me has been gracious enough to post the link. So thanks. Okay, so what I was going to do with this, I'm going to split this off because I want to Dynamesh it really quick. Hit apply, delete lower, get Dynamesh going. Okay. One other random question: when you use the X-ray feature to separate all the subtools, is it possible to control how far apart ZBrush moves them? It's not. It's like a set thing. I wish there was. Are you talking about the bust apart and then bring them all back together? Explode feature, I believe you're asking about. So this is X-ray transparent is what I'm thinking. All right, Neil, take care. Have a wonderful break. Hey, Anastasia. Okay. There we go. Yeah, what I was going to try and do is Dynamesh just this little nose by itself and just kind of sculpt it out really quick and then attach it later on. Sounds good, Harry. No worries. I like questions. Hey, Tara. I like having the nose separated like this and being able to do. It's really nice. She also has a painted version of this that she did. I grabbed it before she painted it, and I just had it in my reference stock. And I saw it. I'm like, oh yeah, I wanted to sculpt that. I could sculpt that today. I don't know if I like that. So it's kind of, I like it not being connected, but I don't like it at the same time. Out of curiosity, do you discourage realistic characters in your workshop? Been tricky finding good feedback, and your community is pretty great for that. I don't necessarily discourage it, but the amount of people in there doing realistic art is very low. So I don't know what kind of feedback you would be getting out of there. But I know that other students, there are some in there that do realistic characters. So I mean, you could try it. Smaller. Yeah, James, I've been thinking about it. I've really been enjoying rendering out in Eevee and Cycles. It's been fun. Okay. Maybe I had it right, but I need to make that chin much shorter. Yeah, no problem. Hey, Mikhail. I'm doing well, thanks. Okay. Now, for the hair tentacle thing, I think I'm gonna do it just like I did the octopus earlier, and just make kind of this straight tentacle that's just coming out of her head, and then using the curve deformer to shape it like this. Z-spheres, I thought about that, but it's a little too Z-spheres, you have to have a lot of them to create a nice smooth S curve, because they tend to go like polygonal between each sphere. And I'm not a huge fan of that. So I'll probably just do it the other way. Okay, let's give her a more of a forehead here. It's pretty flat. Okay, and with this one, I'll probably work out the mouth too. Yeah, let's do that. Maybe. It's funny, she's smiling already. Extrude, polygroup all. Okay. Reminds me of that kid from Close Encounters. I don't know why I said that. Okay. I think I'm just going to go right into Dynamesh, or not Dynamesh, Sculptris Pro with this. I said that and then I'm not doing it. Got some really puffy lips. Do you recommend a drawing tablet or display tablet? There was actually a big conversation last week where I was kind of talking about both of those things. I currently have a Cintiq, which is display tablet, but most of my career I used a drawing tablet, and I've actually been debating about going back for several reasons. But the main one being my desk real estate. Like this thing is heavy on my desk. And it's huge and it takes up all the space. I love it, but at the same time, it's really, really big. I would say display tab is a bit more intuitive because you put your pen where you draw it. Yep, it's that's what I do like about it. It's one-to-one. There's no disconnect. That's probably my favorite thing about it. Hold on a second. Apply this. Yeah, 22 is a good size. But this thing is so huge that I have to have a keyboard tray underneath my desk because it's really awkward to reach over to use a keyboard to one side, you know. And having a tray underneath isn't too bad. I think we're firmly in the valley of the suck at the moment. These cheeks are way... I'm trying to get these cheeks out there, but failing at it. And then it's really weird not to have ears. It does have a remote, but I'm not a huge fan of it because it slides down. I keep my Cintiq on such an angle that it's too sharp of an angle that it just slides down the front of the thing. So I'm not a huge fan of that. So I would rather use a keyboard. And Cintiq will speed you up, but it won't make you a better artist. I think I say that at least once every live stream, just so you know. It's like a very expensive guitar will not make you a better musician. all I say is don't, if you can help it, try not to sculpt with a mouse. Because a mouse doesn't have pressure sensitivity. It's just one, it's either on or it's off. So it's like driving a car with a switch instead of a gas pedal. Tom, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, imagine trying to drive a car with a toggle switch for the gas and like if up was gas and down was brake and that's all you have. Think about that. Oh man, that would be. Mouse works well for, yeah, but with box modeling you don't need pressure sensitivity. With retopology or UVs you don't need pressure sensitivity. It's when you are doing what I'm doing right now, when you need very subtle like say a subtle pressure along the edge of these lips right here. If I try to do that with a mouse, I'm gonna drive myself crazy. Don't do it. Public service announcement. Don't do it. Just very heavy brows on the sides here. Then they come super low. And a lot of people ask me what's my favorite brush, or what brush do I use the most. It's the Move brush. I just nudge stuff around mostly. Now she looks angry. Sometimes I'll grab the mouse and nudge things around too, if I just want to move it. Oh, to block shapes with the mouse to stop me from focusing on details too early. You know, that's fine, Ruben, because again, you're just moving shapes around. You're not using the pressure sensitivity, right? So it's not like you need to move something softly. You either move it or you don't. So I think that's just fine. Okay, let's save it. Okay. Let's get, I kind of want to do, I'm just going to put a temporary tentacle thing in place. Yeah, self-control in that department, Bob, is it's pretty hard to do. Because that's the fun part, right? You want to put in the details. So it's yeah, it's hard to stay out of the weeds with that. I'm gonna split this off here. Do you prefer saving ZPR or ZTL? ZTL every single time without a doubt. And the reason why is because Z projects can get too gigantic. I like them because they save your history, if you ever want to save your history, but Z tools, well, Z projects I use as a starter project. So if you look right here, I have these ruler files. Those are the only Z projects I use. And I actually give these away over on my website at 3dcharacterworkshop.com. And basically what I save with that project is all of my settings, and I save my, like how the grid is set up and all sorts of different things that I like personally is saved into that project file. And so then I can start up ZBrush, open that project file, and then load my Z tools into that project, and then just start going to work from there. Yeah, I don't really yeah, I don't use I don't keep the history or the cameras or anything like that. So that's what I prefer anyway. Okay, now I'm trying to decide if I want to put the tentacles on now or later. I want to say later, but I'm trying to decide. I might just, I might just warp these into place and then build them again for real later, because it's really easy to do. So, yeah, I'll just make these my block-in ones. Do a bend curve. Axis. Okay, we'll see how this goes. Reminds me of a Twi'lek from Star Wars. Any plans for the 25th? Well, currently, the plans are to go to my parents' place. The 25th is my birthday. I'm hitting the big 5-0 this year. Okay, so I think I'm just going to get it kind of close and then let's see, twist, squeeze, scale. The Z-sphere curve helper, I don't know what that is. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this off and then accept this one and leave the other one as it is. Where you can use a Z-sphere to block out a path for a curve. Oh, yeah. So I'm not as big of a fan of that because it still gives you kind of choppy lines, I guess. Gen X Virgo. Yep. I'm what you call an 80s kid. Okay, I'm gonna hit apply. And Z-remesh this. See what it gives me. And Harry, those are just Z-spheres. It's not Z-sphere curves or anything like that. That's just the native Z-spheres. That's how they work. Hello from Barcelona. Hello and welcome. I'm going to turn this down here like this and squeeze these tighter. They're almost like horns. Not quite. This is flat through here. That's kind of weird. I wish this front crease right here looked as good as the back one did. But that's okay. I'm not gonna, this like I said, this is just temporary, so don't care too much. Excited for 2022. No clue what they could even add, but it seems to always have ideas up their sleeves. Yep, for sure. Yep, squishy horns. Okay. You know, I'm going to try something that I saw the other day that looked kind of interesting. An interesting way of doing eyelids. I always use this channel as my like experimentation platform for new techniques. But basically, it's you scale it up a little bit, and then apply, delete lower, and then we're going to do some Sculptris Pro on this. Okay. Any text of all the character artists you love or recommend? I don't have. Yeah, I don't have a collection of them, but I have so many that I'm a huge fan of. Like Jimmy Levinsky, he pops in the stream every now and then. There you go. She looks really happy. Paul DC is another streamer on here. I'm a fan of a lot of other streamers on here. And then like Renaud Galland. I always say his name improperly. Dylan Ekron, of course. these off. Let's see. Oh, I already did. Yeah, yeah. Paul's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Letitia Gillette, she's awesome. There are so many. Dynamal 3D, Point Pusher, Marty Havron, Shannon Thomas, Christopher Wright. That's my old team. Matt Thorup and Christopher Wright and Brad Bollender, Brian Allen, Ian. Yep, all those guys. Amazing, amazing. Ian Jacobs. Cool. Yeah, I kind of like that way of doing eyelids, and I'm not like fighting against anything. I've done eyelids so many different ways. I've drawn them on. I've done, you know, used half spheres before. There's so many different ways. Yeah, Paul has a cleanliness to his work that is outstanding. He's very intentional with his modeling. I tend to think that speed always gets me. Oops. Meaning I try and go too fast and it gets away from me instead of taking my time and doing it right. I'm Dirty Monk. Best name ever. How's it going? I'm listening to this super duper calming piano music and I like it because it's like super chillax. Keeps me from getting too stressed out. I guess. Michael DeFeo is another great one to check out. And then there are traditional sculptors like Kent Melton and Jerome Rampt and Damien. Is it Damien? And the guy from Ray Villafane from Villafane Studios, that he loves to carve pumpkins, but man, that guy, he can sculpt like the wind blows. Out of pumpkin and sand and all this other stuff just blows my mind. I want to get this really, she's got this super unique curved cheek that I want to try and capture. And I'm trying to remember her name, like Sue Beatrice, I think. Sue. They're just on another plane, another level. It's one thing when you're doing digital sculpting and you have undos and all these little tricks like insert multi-mesh things, but to carve that intricately and amazingly out of sand is just another level. Okay. Neck looks weird to me. Why? I let last year's pumpkins rot in the backyard. Now we got a bunch of pumpkin vines springing up for this year. Yeah, there you go. Build your own BYO pumpkin. Okay, I think it's time to merge these together so I can get more detailed with everything. Okay, I'm gonna pull her mouth open just for a second, just so these don't stitch, so it doesn't stitch shut, because it will stitch shut during this next step if I that's a word, if I left it closed. Okay. To apply. See, it just stitches it nice. Then I'll stitch the nose in. I think I'm going to leave the eyelids separate for this one. What are fried pumpkin blossoms? That's probably the answer to your question. I have no idea what that is, Tom. Sounds awesome. I love eating pumpkin stuff. Let's merge down. Okay. Just going to give that nose something to stitch to. Yeah, there we go. Okay. The flowers that sprout on the vines. Blossom from the vine, dipped in batter, deep fried. Really? Well, dipped in batter. Anything's good, I guess, if you like dip and batter it and refry it. Oh man. And no, I have not tried that or heard about it. That's crazy. Okay. I'm gonna get my smooth more brush. I need to just pull that out and put it on my interface because I go fetch it so often. Smooth stronger. They're so good. I can't imagine what that would taste like other than like deep fat fried whatever. Oh, looks like I need to mirror this and weld it. was thinking like defat fried and then, you know, like, I don't know, like fragrant, flowery something or other. Don't know. Just deep fry, cover it, cheese, dip it in ranch, and wash it down with beer. There you go. I'm trying to be healthy, so I kind of hate to say I've given a lot of that up. I've been whole food plant-based for more than a year now. I'm one of those guys all of a sudden. Okay. Thanks. I've lost quite a few pounds, and I feel like I'm, if I were to guess what I feel like, it's like I'm I feel like my 30s again, you know? Maybe late 20s. I feel pretty good. Let me reverse that. I'm trying to make that little corner pocket. I still eat gluten. I still eat well, very, very specific bread, sourdough mainly, because it doesn't have oil or dairy, any of that stuff. How you doing, Chad? Welcome. I have not tried to make my own starter because I have a guy. There's a local farmer's market, and he makes insanely good sourdough. So I feel very fortunate to have a guy. And he makes like cranberry walnut and just incredible stuff. That's my cheese. I love and hate Sculptrix. What's Sculptrix? Because of the freedom, I hate it because it makes me want to go into fine detail. Oh, Sculptress. Right. Close. Dealing in SD Yeah. Have a guy. I meet him on the corner of 5th and Vine. He gives me the stuff in an unmarked brown paper bag. It is addicting though. I can say that. Hi, I'm Shane and I'm a bread addict. Okay, I'm gonna give her hopefully a better jawline. Her jaw's not looking the best. Because it's difficult because there's not an ear there to kind of anchor everything in place. Oh goodness, what the heck is that? What did I do? I messed up my detail brush. Why? Don't know. AccuCurve. No. Yeesh. All right, well. I just have to use the good old BDS. The Damien standard. There we go. That's essentially what this detail brush is, but yeah, I do need to bring the horns in and align them better. Let me get this jawline first. Let's see. Making a mess is what I'm doing. Okay. Let's adjust these. That's why I didn't attach them, is so I can still move them around. Oops. And this Move Elastic brush works great for things like this. So you can get a really big brush and move them around easily without destroying their shape too much. Yeah, something like that maybe. No, these come more forward rather than go back. Have I ever done anime characters? No, not really, but I want to, because, you know, I used to not be a very big fan of anime until recently. Like, there have been some really nice, some really good quality shows. You know, like My Hero, and that I would love to do some of those characters, and like some of the characters from Genshin Impact, like the anime-based video game, gacha game. I really like the designs of a lot of those characters. Oh, come on. And they're just kind of, they're I guess the designs are getting a bit more appealing to me than they used to be. Do you ever sculpt something from a reference that ends up not looking like the reference because it can't be transferred to 3D the same as it is? Yes, every time. Yeah, there's always going to be some sort of discrepancy between the original art and what you end up with in 3D, either because it's very difficult to pull off in 3D or it just doesn't translate, or there's a whole bunch of, like, a myriad of reasons why it's not going to work. And at that point you just kind of use your artistic skills and do the best you can to make it look or feel like that art. Cricket, yeah, I know, I get you there. That's why I wasn't the biggest fan for so long, but yeah, there's some of the stories are pretty good. What is RWB? What, I don't know what that is. I like of course I like Studio Ghibli stuff. That's not your regular over sexualized anime. Yeah, I think adding eyebrows to her is going to really help. Yeah, Studio Ghibli. DeMarco. There's a lot of people that do. That's why it's so popular. You're not alone. Make this go back. Some of the American animations are great. The Dragon, oh yeah, Dragon Prince and Avatar, of course. I'm talking about The Last Airbender. I'm a huge fan of that. I was telling somebody the other day that Avatar: The Last Airbender is like my chicken noodle soup. It's the thing that I watch whenever I get sick. I haven't been sick in a while though. Knock on wood. Cartoon Saloon has great animations if you like Studio Ghibli. Nice. So, and I have to say that there's this RPG Kickstarter out right now for Avatar, and they've raised an extremely high amount of money so far, and they still have quite a few days to go. And it makes me happy because it makes me know that there's still a whole huge set of Avatar fans out there. I guess they're going to be making more cartoons for that series. They're making a new studio. Okay. Yeah, that's true, Cricket. That's true. Okay, now I'm going to try something. I would usually draw these eyebrows on, but I want to, since they have like kind of a crazy shape to them, I want to try something. First, I want to shape this head a little bit better. Okay, let's see. Yeah, see, I'm trying to really get these peaks in, like these cheek peaks, but in 3D it just kind of isn't appealing. I'm trying to find the best places to put those and make it work. Do you have a date for when you will release the new improved character workshop? Not quite yet, but soon. I just recorded another student challenge 2 Sundays ago, and it was the clothing challenge, and it was actually I've been inviting guests to come on and help me out and talk to me, or talk to the students about specific things like clothing, and the next one is props. And so that's going to be next week, I hope, or soon, depending on when the guest availability is. And he's like top in the prop making industry. So if you want to watch live and come and ask questions while we do it live, now is a fantastic time to join the workshop. Because, and I've said it before, but because after I get all these challenges in place, the price will go up, because it's a ton more. It's a bunch of new content. Yeah, Bob. Well, it's like anybody without a beard, right? I remember when my dad shaved. Well, my parents told me. I don't remember because I was too young, but they were saying that my dad shaved and he came home, like, and I saw him when I was a baby for the first time, and I was bawling because I didn't know who he was. Is it your own pace, follow along, or like do we have to submit things in a timely manner? No, it's your own pace, because I understand that people are busy. The challenges are weekly challenges just to kind of give you an idea of how long it should take, but it's completely self-paced. Yeah, something about stylized. I was driving me nuts. The eyes after trying to learn real anatomy. It feels so wrong to make the eyes that big. Yep. Yep, because it's completely unnatural. But these are based in reality. Like the distance between them has to remain the same, or they'll look completely weird. And with the tear ducts and the shapes and all that stuff, yeah, it's based in reality, but not real at all. My wife had never seen me without a beard, really. In the quarantine, I shaved and she totally freaked out. She's like, I want a divorce. right back. Hey, James. Common brush only used for sculpting. Is that a question, Dale? What are you saying? Is it still broken? It is. Oh, that's because the intensity is so high. Ah, that's why. Like, what in the heck is going on with this thing? I'm not messing up the... Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, man. Get to cheat without cheating now, right? Okay. Let's get the brows on there. If I enroll in the workshop now, will I miss out on the newer version, or should I just wait? No, it's all there. I'm just adding to it. Nothing's going away. If you don't join now, you'll miss out on the live sessions because I'm not going to re-record this live again. These live sessions are becoming the new lessons. So if you want to watch and ask questions live, now's the time to do it. You can still ask questions later, but it's not going to be live. If that makes sense. I know if my beard's super long, it didn't like me either way, they're never happy. Let's see. I like these eyebrows. I do critiques in the course, yes. I do live Q&As when I'm not doing this training anyway. During this training, I haven't had time to do it, but usually I would do weekly live Q&As where I give feedback. And there's also a really vibrant and active student community. And a lot of the students give great feedback. The question, how do you make the head 2 different poly groups? I use 2 different pieces of geometry. I'll square this off. So I use 2 different spheres, and each of those spheres are different poly groups. And the reason I do that is just to give me an eye line between the lower and the upper head. Yeah, Thomas. So I'm not Thomas, if you're talking. So Thomas does do portfolio feedback reviews and things during his stream, and he streams tonight. Oh, Thomas, you're here. Oh my gosh. How you been, man? I didn't even see you pipe in. I'm just like, I'm all talking about you. Yeah, Thomas, you give portfolio reviews, right? It goes well, my friend. How you doing? Thomas is another streamer on here, and he does amazing, amazing jewelry as well as other things. Super cool. What time do you stream tonight? More than you sculpt. Let's see. I'm going to duplicate this in case it goes awry, and then save it in case it goes awry. 8 p.m. Is that Pacific? Pacific. Let's see. All right, here we go. Do you have awesome mic though, or what's going on? Oh, you moved. Uh-huh. that mask took it down to this. Okay. You're in a tin can. Oh. Okay. Are you finding easy remesh workflow? Yeah, I love it. It's nice. So this easy remesh plugin is fantastic. Because it does a whole bunch of functions in a row. I don't know exactly all the functions that it does, but it really helps get predictable results out of ZRemesher. Yeah, it's like if you saved a macro and it does a whole bunch of different things. Yeah. Oh man, Thomas, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's funny because I just barely had. So who wrote this is Francis Martins. I can't say his name properly, but I botch everybody's name. And I just barely had him as a guest speaker during my cloth challenge for the students the last 2 weeks. And he's fantastic, really great guy. And this plugin is amazing. So let's see, I'm gonna do actually but somebody else, I can't remember who, some guy from Russia, like blatantly ripped off his plugin and re-released it on ArtStation, and there's nothing Francis can do about it. And it just drives me crazy. So please support Francis and his plugin. He's put in a ton of effort. Let's see. Somebody just popped it right there, Chad. Thanks, Mark. This is good, except for that little warble right there. yeah, it's especially good for hard surface stuff too. It's really nice for like if you have two poly groups to clean up the edges and just Z-remesh it and make it look just sweet. It's awesome. Yeah, this is a little bit not my favorite, but okay, it'll work though. Had a plug in for a while, but learned a lot more from him during the stream. Oh, awesome, Tara. It's good to hear. they should give him a dump truck full of money. It's true. It's really nice. But it's using all the same functionality that's already built into ZBrush, just in a nice, innovative way. Like one button presses and stuff. And also with the oh, there's a mask under here. I forgot. With the plugin, there's a handful of video tutorials that teach you how to use it. So watch those. They're good. I know. I don't understand either. But not only that, and if you do buy the plugin, please give it a good review, because not only that, but like the guy who ripped him off is like now sending people to give bad reviews over on Francis's plugin to, like, you know, break down his star rating, which just, you know, it's like kick like not only steal from him, but yeah, anyway, it's really irritating. You know, I have no idea why. And it's crazy too, because since it's like stolen, right? There's no, if you buy the other guy's plugin that's been ripped off and you need support and you ask the dude, you know, hey, I'm running into these problems, he can't help you because he's not the one who wrote it originally. You know, where Francis is the guy who wrote it, so he's going to give you good customer. Just, it's irritating. I don't think they are allowing it. I just don't think they can do anything about it, because it's not a, it's an idea, so it's not like art that can be copyrighted. But just ArtStation's policy, they should just, you know, because it's the right thing to do, tell them to take it down. But I don't know. It's not cool. That's for sure. And I feel Francis's pain, because when I first launched my course, it got pirated. Like, yeah, and it sucks. It really sucks. So I feel his pain, you know? Yeah, yeah, Thomas, I'm sure. Okay, but for these eyelashes, I'm going to just do it the tradish way and draw them on. So does that, do your designs get knocked off, Thomas? Had a guy ask me for my model so he could do a better knockoff. He sent me his model for some critique. Dude, I get that all the time. I get people like, they'll reach out to me and they'll say, yeah, sorry, I didn't pay for your course, but can you look at my models? It's like, what? Are you kidding me? The gall. Oh my gosh. And what's crazy too is I had an old course on Gumroad that was only like $20. And that one got pirated like crazy. And that's the one that I'd get people reaching out to me on. They'd be like, hey, can you look at my frog? Even though I didn't buy the course. Saw some raft stuff. Been getting pirated. Some dude shared it in the Pixologic Facebook group. Holy crap. Yeah, it's, you know, when things are digital, you know, digital art, it's so easy to rip off. You know, it started with music and then movies, and you know, if it goes digital, it's like yeah, there's no recourse for that stuff. So it becomes difficult. This is probably way too long. You didn't understand when I said if he was in the States, I would sue him. What do you mean? Like it's normal. It's just what they do there. Oh, geez. Shameless. Okay, I saw Dynamo 3, was it Dynamo? Yeah, it was Dynamo that did his eyelashes in a really unique, cool way, and I want to try and do that with these. I call it never been punched in the face syndrome because that's some going people to so blatantly steal. Yep. That's exactly what he told me, that's how you start a business here. You're just like, you just go and look for other people's stuff and then rip it off. This looks like it's free for the taking. I'll just take it. What copyright? Let's see, I pulled this out too far. That's nuts, man. So, you know, I heard that people have hacked things like, I don't know the Marmoset viewer, but the other one, Sketchfab, I think. And they were like just pulling models out of Sketchfab and then printing them and selling them. I don't know. Because it's digital and you think it's safe back there behind the Sketchfab whatever, but it's a viewer in a web browser, so the code is there. And if you can get to it, then they can pull it, you know? Then there's companies that just, they're like Loot, you know, Loot, they make a whole bunch of really awesome D&D figures that you can print. They sell the STLs, they sell the digital files, and there's just going to be pirates. There's just, you know, that's going to happen. But hopefully the balance is that enough people can see the value in it and they'll pay for it, that you can support yourself and your team. So yeah, it's like an accepted thing because you can't really you can't do too much about it. Embed your models to a PDF. Ah, that's a good idea. You know, before I extrude this, I'm gonna go split. Oops, split. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's a really good piece of advice actually. Whenever you're either doing, if you're doing something for a company that you've worked with a lot, then you typically don't have to worry about it. But if you're working for a company overseas, like it's your first gig or something, and you're sending them the work, yeah, send them images of it. Don't send them the ZTL right away, because then they could just take it and bail, you know? So long. Sorry, Charlie. Also be wary of art tests. For the same reason. Some companies will thinly veil art tests as ways to get free art. Well, Leonard, it's not morally right, and that's why, you know, there's people out there that aren't moral and they'll just steal it regardless. But you hope that there's enough people out there that do have morals that will pay for all the time and effort that you've put in, you know? And I have to say, Loot Studios is doing phenomenal. So there is enough people that enjoy their stuff that they're able to hire a really big team and make fantastic art. I'm one of their patrons, and I proudly say they're phenomenal. It's largely why a lot of companies are going to online cloud subs. Photoshop was one of the top pirated softwares for a long time. Yeah. Well, so is ZBrush, right? So if you yeah, anyway. If you use the software, buy it. You know? I had people a couple years ago asking for stuff you paid for. Like, what do you mean? Just like asking you to give it to them? Well, that's, you know, that's what the whole the crypto thing was supposed to be about. And it's supposed to be a way to somehow kind of put your copyright stamp on something. Well, that's more for the, you know, this is the original thing, but it was also supposed to help people not pirate things. I don't know how well it's working, but if I bought a pattern or a 3D model, they would ask me to give it to them for free. Yeah, it's weird. Let's see. I'm gonna fill these with some colors. I need to go get the colored version of this and see how she colored it up. That's crazy, Thomas. That sucks, man. Usual gimmicks. I'm poor, third world country. I can't. Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way. You know. Really loving your UI and brushes. Awesome. Oh, that's for Thomas. Awesome. Yeah, I love how Thomas uses the blue, right? I love the blue that you use all the time for your stuff. Ugh. Once had a guy on DeviantArt repost stuff that not only had I kept it off because it's not safe for work, but had the gall to put, please ask for permission if you want it in color in the description. Man. So, Thomas, where did you move to? If you don't mind me asking, I'm just curious. I want to know, did you move back to Spain? Are you still in LA? Portland. Oh, interesting. You know, do you know Jake from Formlabs? Jake from Formlabs. He recently moved to, he's working at Leica now. Yeah. Should reach out to him. Say hi. He's up there now. Yeah, Michael DeFeo's up there now too. If you know who Michael DeFeo is. He was used to work at Blue Sky and Illumination Entertainment. They're both up there. So now I have even another reason to get up there. Do a little holiday and see some friends. As soon as this whole Delta crap finishes up. Trying to get a sculpt and drink thing going at the Wacom Experience Center when it, oh, is there an, I didn't even know there was a Wacom Experience thing up there. ZBrush party? Yes. Very nice, nice. Is that where Wacom's out of? Like their corporate offices? This out. Have a huge room and anyone can come in and work. Oh, really? Nice. Do I still have that lashes brush? I used to have a lashes brush. Where did it go? No. There's a lashes brush over on Funky Bunnies. Chris Whitaker has, and it's really fun. Go find it. Funky Bunnies 3D. I gotta turn off my Windows cursor fix so you can see it. So this is funkybunnies3d.com. If you go to the tools and then down in ZBrush stuff, there's ZBrush Brushes. And there's this eyelashes brush right here. And it's kind of more for realism, but it works for stylized too. And then you can just like draw a bunch of lashes on there. I'm not going to use it today because I don't want to sit and download it, but yeah, it's a fun little brush to use. There's a Macon hairbrush and a curly hairbrush, some fun stuff. 25 stations, really. Wow. I'll have to come get up there and check it out. Is it right in downtown Portland? I've only been to Portland once. And Astoria once. The button brush. Ah. So just paint. Me is the new Neil. Yep. Thank you, me, for stepping in. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Add some. Just some color, just a temporary color for the eyes. I'll just make an insert multi-mesh brush and draw them on. Most likely. No. Irises are the hardest thing to get right, I swear. It's not too bad. It doesn't look like her. They're smaller. There you go. Done. Yeah, George is the most prolific student I've had, I have to say. Yeah, tie dye, you could, but it's all a matter of like time spent setting all that up versus, I mean, there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, maybe a few more going up the back, versus like setting it all that up and trying to get it to look right. So, yeah. Hey, George is here. Hey, George. Yeah, he has a very unique look. And thanks for going live in the Facebook group, George. Do you go live 2 places at once or just in there, or? I need to get more of the students in there. You know what, Cricket? It doesn't matter. It's like style, you shouldn't go looking for style. Style should just happen. James, there is a Facebook group. It's old, but I've started to think about bringing it back to life again. I had it when I very first started the 3D Character Workshop about 4 years ago. That was the first community that I had, and I liked it, but I didn't at the same time because it's a Facebook group, right? It's like you're bombarded with ads and it's very thin little strip of stuff. And that, yeah, that's why I haven't advertised it. I was going to send out an email just to see if people would want to join it again and just kind of maybe use it in place of the Discord, because the Discord is supposed to work like more chatty, more up to date, like really fast feedback and fast answers to questions. That was the idea for it anyway. Yeah, Facebook is evil, but it's like sometimes it feels like a necessary evil, because there are a lot of features that they've added to it that I think I would really enjoy. It's really easy to go live in there. Very simple. And it's hard to go live in like the forums or on Discord. Nobody knows when I go live on Discord. It doesn't tell anybody. If you happen to be in there, you can see it and hopefully watch, I'm gonna try and pull this out just for fun. Her eyes are too long. Is that a thing? Long eyes? Hey there, long eyes. They're not tall enough and they're too long. All right, Mista, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the chitty chat. And enjoy Portland. I hope to get up there and see you guys eventually. Why do you assume the nose bridge is so low? The most indented part seems to happen just above the tear duct in the profile view. I'm not assuming that. I'm still working on it, so I'll get there. But thanks for the feedback. I'll get there. What I like to do is get everything in place and then start pushing stuff around. It was a question? Oh, I really have issues knowing how to interpret that location. So yeah. Thanks for clarifying, by the way. Sorry, I get a little when people come in and like, why doesn't it look better? Yeah, it is the deepest right here, right there. Like if you put your finger by the side of your nose, that's like the deepest recess there is, right? But if you make it that deep, how it really is in a stylized character, then it kind of throws off some of the appeal, in my opinion anyway. So I just try and work it out as best as I can as I go through. And but yeah, you're right, this is the deepest right there. But what I like to do is get everything into place and then just start to edit and move stuff around until I find the character or I find the appeal. In all honesty, it's been like, looking at the clock, it's been 2 hours since I started this. So that's kind of how I work. I just block everything in as much as I can and then come back and start to tweak it and hopefully get it more and more appealing as I go. It's not always the case, but hopefully I can get it there. Yeah, it's not quite to the concept yet. And see, also in this concept, this is very, that deep pocket right by the eye that you're talking about is not defined here. So that's also driving my my choices. And it's all a matter of choices, and like I equate it to trying to unlock a safe, right? You're just trying to figure out what is working and what is not. And thanks, James. I appreciate it. Thanks, Talden. Yeah, I still don't have the lips right, and I think the nose might be a little too low. I want to kind of reduce the whole entire size of the cranium down. I feel like this whole thing is too big. So yeah, lots of edits to still mess with. Hey, Bane, yep. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate it. And if you are interested in learning how to create 3D characters like this, I teach an online course. It's called the 3D Character Workshop. You can go check it out. And if you want to try these brushes, my user interface, and it comes with a ruler in this project file. If you want that, I give it away for free. Same site, 3dcharacterworkshop.com. You can go grab that and start to play with the brushes. So have a wonderful week, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll catch you next Monday. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, me. Take care. We'll see you. Bye.